Hey you, it's CovertGoBlue, and today we're going to talk about some very special products coming in the upcoming March of the Machines release. This has been a thing that Wizards has been doing lately, and I'm trying to think of like the first one, like Invocations, I guess might be the first one, where there's an extra set of stuff in with the new stuff, but it's the old stuff, but it has different art and it's ultra mega rare. The one that has had the biggest impact on Arena that I can remember is the Strixhaven Mystical Archive, which was a pretty bizarre, like it's a set of really powerful spells, and introducing them to Arena for Historic and for Historic Brawl was actually very sweet. Well, March of the Machine has some of that going on. And I should also mention before moving on completely, when I say it was very sweet, the Strixhaven Mystical Archive, I mean some of that stuff had to be banned. Some of it was pre-banned. It was a mess. And a channel like this needs that kind of drama. We need some banned stuff. We need some really just format ruining things to happen. It's like Magic's been so calm since I started this channel. I need the controversy. Anyway. The Mom March of the Machine set that's coming out in April will have a little subset. I think they said it's like around 40 cards or something. And it is called the Multiverse Legends. And they have revealed 2 cards for the Multiverse Legends so far. And if this functions the same way that the Mystical Archive functioned for Strixhaven and that the Retro Artifacts functioned for the Brothers War, it means that these cards will not be legal in Standard, but they will be in Draft. Were they in Draft? I think they were in Draft. Yeah, you could draft these, right? Like they showed up in Draft boosters, so they might show up in Draft in Magic the Gathering Arena. And they went to Historic. That was the big thing. Historic and Historic Brawl, if you like constructed formats, received these cards as legal game pieces that you could craft. And the very first one that they revealed is an absolute ultimate, just all-timer banger. Banger. It is the white monkey pirate. It's Ragavan, the nimble pilferer. It's a legendary creature monkey pirate. When Ragavan deals combat damage to a player, create a treasure token. Exile the top card of that player's library. Until end of your turn, you may cast that card as dash for 1 in a red. If you remember what that does, it means you can cast it for the dash cost, and then you have haste, but then you have to bounce it back to your hand at the end of the turn. It's a 2/1. Did I mention it's 1 mana? 1 freaking mana for something that upon hits makes treasures and exiles cards to gain card advantage. This card is banned in Legacy. It is one of the most powerful cards that they've put on Arena. So immediately we're already speculating, I mean, is this card already banned in Historic? Is this just a banned monkey pirate walking, or are they actually going to let us play the darn card? It's legal in Modern. And that is an interesting point that you have to consider. Banned in Legacy, but legal in Modern. So where does Historic fall? Because Historic's always this weird format where it's a bunch of the current cards, so it feels like it's closer to a Pioneer-sized card pool, but then you add all this weird stuff from Magic Past. And a few cards that had to be banned in the format include Time Warp. You know, Time Warp had to be banned. Is Ragavan better than Time Warp? I think most people, by most metrics, would say, yeah, this is probably better on raw power than Time Warp. It definitely just kind of shapes the rules of engagement. You play this on turn 1, the opponent better answer it, or else you're just going to have more mana and more card selection than the opponent ongoing throughout the game. It's really hard for me to imagine this card being legal in Historic. I think it will just get banned. So I don't know how to tell you to handle your wild cards, is what I'm really getting at when it comes to Ragavan Nimble Pilferer in Historic. Should you go out and craft this card? I will. I'm a content creator. Doing content's kind of important. It's what I do. Historic is also about to receive a historic shakeup for the Historic format, because what comes next in the summer is Lord of the Rings, which is a whole freaking set, they have said, that is coming to Historic. And I'm sure we'll do a lot more videos on the Lord of the Rings set for Magic the Gathering. But that's going into Historic. So, I mean, there can't be many Ragavans in that set. This card might just, here's the thing. People are like, well, if they're introducing all those cards, are they going to ban this one? I mean, is the format even going to get figured out? Yes, people are going to play the format to death. It is going to get solved. And here's the thing. Do you want Ragavan to suppress a whole bunch of Lord of the Rings cards? Basically make it so a bunch of them are unplayable because they're not as good as Ragavan and they don't deal with Ragavan. Like, cards like this can be very oppressive and format warping. So I would suspect that either A, this card is banned before it even gets released on Arena, or B, this card is out for 2 months and then gets banned. You know, the classic, right? Let them play with it for a minute and then ban it, which, to be clear, I don't have a problem with. Many people do. Wild cards, raw, economy, raw. I think that if you craft Ragavan, you should know, hopefully you watch a video like this, and you should know what you're getting into. Not everybody will, but a lot of people, especially playing Historic and crafting mythics that show up on Arena, like, you should know what you're getting into. This is a very, very bannable card, and you might get your wild cards refunded, but usually if you craft a whole deck around a card, they only give you back the 4 wild cards, not the rest of the deck. So yeah, Ragavan, if they let you play it while you can. Play it in Historic Brawl, play it in Historic, do what you can with it, and because I don't know if it will be on the platform long. Much tamer by comparison is Attraxa, Praetor's Voice. This is the earlier Attraxa, white and green and blue and black for a 4/4 legendary creature, Phyrexian Angel Horror Mythic, Flying, Vigilance, Death Touch, Lifelink. At the beginning of your end step, proliferate. Cool card. This is actually the most popular commander in the world going by EDH Rec rankings, and it's not particularly close. So this card arriving in Historic Brawl is probably going to be a big deal. There might be some decks in Historic that want to take advantage of this, but this as a commander is so popular that you know you're going to see a lot of Historic Brawl. And I think Historic Brawl is an even better place for this card than Commander itself, because in Commander, playing Super Friends can take a long time, and it kind of has a bad reputation because of how long your turns take. In Historic Brawl, it's 1v1. There's nothing wrong with activating a whole bunch of Planeswalkers and making your opponent rage scoop, right? Right. So I think Attraxa, Praetor's Voice is a great addition. And those are the currently 2 announced cards for Multiverse Legends. Ragavan, the nimble, about to be banned Pilferer, and Attraxa, the Praetor's Voice. So with those 2 cards revealed and with many more to go, what do you guys think will make up the rest of this? It is Multiverse Legends. What legendary creatures would you like to see brought to Arena through these kind of side expansions, hopefully for the first time? We don't need reprints in this thing. We need brand new stuff on Arena that hasn't been there before. Let me know in the comments your top picks for the Multiverse Legends little bonus expansion in March of the Machine, and look forward to opening and crafting these in the near future. Thank you for watching this video. As always, I'll see you in the next one. You're cool.